Absolutely. When we look at a startup, when we meet with a company, we're really asking the questions that we're trying to project into the future. So, every team we meet has something great about them. No one would drop everything and say, I'm going to start a company or join an early stage company unless there was a good reason, right? And we always start from that point. What are the strengths of the team? What's the innovation around the business idea or the product concept? What's unique about the product experience? And that's your strength. Then we try to ask, well, what are the aspects, if you think about all the dimensions of a company around product, team, competitive dynamic, market size, what are the strengths, what are the weaknesses? And then how will that market play out? What does the chessboard look like? And in 5 years, really to 10 years, can the company build a differentiated position in the market? Is the market big enough for them to grow to the $100 million plus, range and still have room for growth in the future in that 5 to 7 year time frame? It's really critical, and I think a lot of founders will build a product, get some traction, get some users, get some customers, and feel like they've made it. And when they meet with investors and investors ask them about the 5 year in the future question, entrepreneurs are often a little bit taken aback. And the reason is that private early stage investment is a very long game. In our portfolio, our best companies are all seeing exits that are 10 plus years, after founding. And the market dynamics have changed dramatically, in that period of time. So it's no one can predict the future. So it's more about asking those questions of what do we know today that leads us to expect what's coming down the road and prepare for that, right? And those are really the conversations that we have with companies. And in many ways, it's as much about interacting with the team and having that conversation and seeing how the team handles those problems. And it's a combination, I think, of self-confidence in their own ability to navigate the future, and also recognizing what they know and don't know. So a little bit of humility, is important in the early days, because you have to be ready, for the unexpected. And you have to recognize what you're lacking as a business in order to focus on filling those gaps. So after all of that, it's really a confidence factor. We, as former entrepreneurs at Javelin, we tend to invest in businesses that we believe will work, and we partner really closely with founders, and that chemistry and that rapport is really important. And that when all those factors are in place, then we have the confidence to move forward. That question of sort of founder market fit and, what does it really mean? And I think, as personally as a founder, in my experience, I always started businesses that were in somewhat new fields to me. So I didn't go straight into a field where I had direct experience. And I think that often can be a strength, because as someone who's kind of an outsider, you can really look at a space and say, well, the way things were done before it doesn't constrain you as much, right? At least in your thinking. And I think that can be a strength. So if you look at, many of the great successes in entrepreneurship, they were people who really didn't know anything about the businesses they were starting, and that's okay. I think in some cases it's actually a good thing, or it can work to your favor, as long as the team quickly adds that sector expertise as they grow and bring in people who really understand, the business models well, understand the technologies well, So we're less focused in that seed to early A stage around that perfect fit of the team, because we believe the teams will adapt. Companies often will pivot or significantly evolve their products, and it's more about is that vision for what a company can accomplish, big enough? Is it differentiated? Is it innovative? And does the team have the underlying skills, to navigate those waters and build the skills they don't have, or recruit them into the team over time? The world of fintech is, dramatically bigger, even than a year ago, than many people expected, and it's only creating more and more opportunities for startups and for investors to really build value. And I think, we'll in 10 years, we'll probably look back and say, well, we thought it had all been done in 2021, and in many ways it was just getting started.